Hi everyone, it's Rosemarie here with 505 Crafts here on YouTube, and I'm gonna teach you guys a little tutorial on how to make these little steampunk hats. So I was asked by Marie on the craft wall on Facebook, and I'm talking kind of low because there's a baby sleeping right next to me. And so we're gonna try to get through this really quickly. And the paper pack I'm using is this one, Tattered Time by DCWE, and I got that at Joann's. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out a piece of cereal box, and then you're going to want to get your stencils, and these ones you could probably download them from Pinterest or Google on how to make like a steampunk hat or a top hat or a Mad Hatter hat. This one, so we glue them down. Let me move the camera a little bit. Should have angled that first. And then I found out the hard way that you want to make sure you outline on the shinier side, because the paper is going to stick better on this side. So you're going to outline them. Whoops, not right on them. So you know the drill. Outline them, and then you're gonna outline all of them. So that's that. Then you're going to get any type of paper that you would like, and I'm just gonna get anything that I pull out of the book. And then you're going to turn it around and just kind of remember just about here to about right here. Let me move these off the way. So here to about here is where you want to glue your paper. Oh, my paper flew away. And I'm at a weird angle. So then you're going to put plenty of Mod Podge. And go a little bit extra. Make sure you have some wet wipes so you could clean up the mess afterwards. There you go. So you make sure everything is nice and a little bit thick and nice and wet. And then you're just going to get your cardstock. Move this guy out the way. And then you're going to just center it. Turn it around, make sure all the pieces have been gotten. And before we put that back down, we don't want any glue on there. You're going to go ahead, kind of smash it down. And then I have a brayer. Now I just add a little tap of glue on them. And then I just use the brayer. Make sure everything is adhered down. And then I set it off to the side for a little bit, and then I start picking all my metal embellishments. That way, when you start cutting it, nothing lifts. So there you go. And then now you cut it out. And you just cut out along the lines, and then you end up with this, your brim, and the crown. And I'm using the large one, like this hat right here, and this stands about 3.5 inches tall and the hat part is about 11 inches wide from here to here. So it kind of looks like a lampshade at first. So I kind of lift it up just a tiny bit, measure, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I show you, is the top part. It could be over a little, but you don't want it to be under, because then how are you going to fill it in? And then I just got a pencil and kind of eyeballed it in the inside, and then just put some glue. So then I'm going to come across with my glue. Whoa, you can't even see what I'm doing. It's hard looking at the camera and then what you're working on. And make sure it's all measured up. Nice and neat. So that looks good. So now I'm just gonna lift it out a little. I'm gonna squeeze some glue in there. There we go. And before I even decided to fold it, I kind of played with the board first, and that's why I got a small tear, but it's going to get covered, so it's okay. And all I did before when this happened is just added a little bit of glue, smashed it off. So there you go. So then, now we're going to adhere the brim, and the first time I did it, I just went like this, and then it dried on the other side. So you just want to do a little bit at a time. Make sure to get some there. Now, I don't care if I get glue here. What I'm worried about is up here on the top part. We're going to cut all of this off. See, and as the glue dries, then I just keep squeezing in there. Whoops. And you could use your glue gun helper. That's what I used the last time, but I'm not too worried. I just go like this when the glue is on there. But it's not a big deal. The glue is dried by the time Sorry guys, I had to pause it there for a minute. So I'm going to go back and find where I finished off at. And it starts getting tighter and tighter. And just add a little bit more. Just press, press, press. And we should be good. So now you see this little edge right here. All you do is you're going to get your Tim Holtz scissors. These are the best scissors to have. If you don't own them, I suggest you get them. They're the best. I use them for everything, paper, fabric. Hope you guys can see that. And we're about to the end. See? Now it's even. And what I did is I got just a little file and I just went around the edge. But it's not really necessary at the end. It doesn't make much of a difference. I just evened it up, and then so right now I'm just going to make sure to press on some corners. What I don't want is like little holy areas. Because that will show. So just kind of sealing everything in. Alright. And there we go. Okay. So there's your top part. Now this is the time that you're going to want to edge the top and the bottom. So I went ahead and I used some black soot. What I'm trying to do is just get right in those corners, those nook and crannies, darken it up really nice, because I'm going to go back and use brown. And then I got this Prima Rusty Bucket, and it's a chalk ink, so it kind of lends itself to be kind of thick. And for some reason on the raw cardboard, it just falls apart. So I'll definitely have to get another one because I really like the thickness and how juicy it is. And how easy it is to handle. I just don't like that it's falling apart. So that's boo. Not happy with that at all. But what can we do? Nothing. Just keep using it till it's all gone. Alright, let me rub this in. And I rub it in just to make sure that it's not too thick and that it's getting on those corners, and see how it just looks great. And then when I'm done, I go back again and then touch it up. And you can use your Tim Holtz, like the vintage photo would work good for this. I'm just using what I used the last time. And then don't forget on the bottom, just in case any of it shows. And now we have the bottom. So after I cut the bottom part off, I made sure to cover this part. So I just added the domino one. And before we start, glue that on. What I forgot to take out, what I did the last time is I used one of the large marbles, just something heavy on the inside, because I realized when you're adding all the metal pieces, since it's just a piece of cardboard, it ends up being pretty heavy, and we don't want it to tip over. So it kind of helps you to get centered. So it's just one of these. They're about 1 inch, 1.5 inches maybe. Eyeball it, make sure it's in the center. Push. Yeah, it looks good. Right about there. And here on this one, you're going to do the same thing. But I'm going to try to do all of this one just for time's sake. Anyways, all the embellishments and the lace around it is going to cover it. And this is that glue gun helper, if I could get in the corner of it. And there you go. So now, you make sure to edge this one as well. Just trying to soak up all that brown. Holy cow, we're going on 16 minutes. And then go back with this one. There we go. And rubbed in. So there's your basic part of your hat. And then I got some, where did you go? Fell in one on the floor. So I'm going to use this really nice and lacy, fun. All I'm going to do is just add it there. Oh wait, I like these to be kind of on the side. So this was a challenge already to try and do a tutorial with a sleeping baby. And I do what's called respite for the state of New Mexico. I'm trying to adopt a child. And I can't, I don't have the heart. I can't, I think it would break me if I did foster care. So what I do is I babysit kids for foster parents to have a break. And it's called respite, while I'm in waiting to adopt a child through the state of New Mexico. And so the parents get one weekend, or basically 3 days, 2 nights off from foster children. And they only can go to a licensed daycare that's through the state. So since I already took all my classes and I'm licensed to babysit with them, since I'm going to adopt through them, therefore, I babysit. Whoops, sorry about that. So I'm in an awkward position. My light is just right here, and then my camera, and I'm right behind it. Not gonna worry about that. So the reason why I did slanted is because it kind of helps with the brim, you know, to give that fullness. And it looks pretty cute so far. We're at 19 minutes. I'm going to try to hurry up and get through this. So you're going to laugh. I bought a duster. And that's where I get these pretty feathers. Can't even talk. Goodness. Poor you guys. Trying to learn something and I'm a horrible teacher. So let me take off those, because those are what's going to cover your seam. And you could put as many as you like. And here's our seam. So Just make sure to put a feather right in the middle, and then the rest can fall wherever they want. So that's how we covered our seam. Seems to be I only get a runny nose. Maybe it's a nervous thing when I'm making a video. Every time I'm like, seriously? That's the only time my nose wants to get runny. So, please excuse me. Now I'm just trying to rush through. And this is actually the easy, fun part. Just starting to put the feathers wherever. So far, so good, right? Let me see if I can turn the light a little bit. And up. So, one thing I learned from the last time is you want to go ahead and fold up your brim. If you're gonna, what happened is I originally was gonna do it here, but I didn't fold it. So, I didn't fold it and I put all this stuff up here. So, it ended up happening to be the front of my hat and then folding the brims up. So, it's up to you if you want your hat like that or sideways. But you do it at an angle and it looks so cute on the side. So, definitely lesson learned. It looks about right there. So, you can go ahead and get your stick pins. And what I did is I cut them down. Ooh, please don't fall to the floor. I'll step on it and start crying. And just gonna try to attach them wherever we can. Hopefully you guys could see all of this.